Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here at Ciocca Ford in Lincoln in Lawrenceville on the used car section to take a look at yet another, and I know, another Kia K900 luxury sedan. However, this particular one is optioned with that massive $4,400 VIP package that I want to show you. It wasn't available in the one that we did last month, but it's available in this 2019 K900, and we're going to dig in and show you what it's all about. All right, as we move into the front end of this K900, and again, I love those double rung LED daytime running lights. I think they look so cool. Some people really like them, some people really hate them. This was part of the redesign that Kia did of this car in 2018. This is in snow white metallic paint, Kia badge on top, big tiger nose grille. Not really well hid on the shield in the middle of the grille for the safety suite technology, but it is what it is. LED headlights as well, LED turn signals. It's just a really handsome looking front end, I think, especially since we're body colored all the way around with some nice silver trim around the edges. I think it really makes it look nice. All right, so our wheel and tire setup on this K900 all-wheel drive is different front to back. So on the front end, you have that really nice 19-inch wheel with that dark silver or brushed aluminum finish, which I think looks really nice. The Kia badge right in the middle. Big, huge ventilated rotors and 6-piston brake calipers up front. 245, 45 19s, all-season tires on the front. On the back, we go 275 on the width with a 40 series sidewall 19s. So that is the difference. This is a rear-wheel drive biased car, so we have more rubber on the back to get that power to the ground in this K900. Full side profile on this humongous luxury sedan in this snow white pearl metallic. I think it's a gorgeous color. It's got that cream to it, so it's not a real bright white. Not sure if that comes across on the camera, but it's a very handsome car. I think they did a great job with the redesign. We have body color all the way around the wheel wells, and I like that hockey stick design that goes along the bottom of the door up to the front fender. I think that looks cool. As we move in, we need to lose this all-wheel drive badge here. This should be on the back, not sitting here on the front fender. We're color matched on the side view mirror, LED turn signal, 360-degree camera as you would expect on a luxury vehicle. Now, the door handles are color matched, but we do have some silver trim along the top as well, which is a nice touch on both the front and back door. Then we have the left side fuel filler cap. We have a shark fin antenna in color matched snow white pearl. And then, unfortunately, just a standard style sunroof. With this, especially with the VIP package, I would like to see this as a panoramic sunroof. All right, the back end of this K900, I think it looks really good. We have that nice deck lid kick up on the trunk, the K900 badge on the left, the Kia badge in the center. We have LED taillights, LED turn signals out back. The reverse light is down below in the center. And then on either side, you know what you see there. We have functional dual exhaust. Let's see how this baby sounds. Under the hood of this K900, what do we got? We got the 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. Made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 365 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. MPG's 18 in the city, 25 on the highway. Minimum octane rating on this engine is 91, so you will need to use premium unleaded fuel to fill it up. And if those specs sound familiar, you're right, because this engine is right out of the Kia Stinger GT. and they lopped it in this big luxury to sedan to give it some performance. Can't wait to get it out on the road and see how it performs. All right, we are inside this 2019 Kia K900 luxury sedan with the VIP package. Brand new in 2019, this car was right around $65,000. Now, here we are, going on 4 model years later as the 2023 model year is upon us. This car with just over 28,000 miles on the clock and still under manufacturer's warranty from Kia. We're looking at an asking price of $42,000. Let's check out the interior. Starting with the footbox, we have a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator, but where is my aluminum trim on these pedals? This is a big time price tag car for a Kia. There needs to be aluminum on the pedals. We have nice carpeted floor mats with that K900 badge on it. And now, on the front seats, we have this big time action. We have 20-way power on the front driver's seat and 16-way power on the front passenger seat, with obviously a power headrest, power lumbar, and then power thigh support. As you can see, I push the button, the thigh support comes out and extends on those long road trips, and if you don't want it anymore, you can just move it back into its normal position. But big time action on the seats. Napa leather, brown. This happens to be this saddle colored brown, which is really cool. White piping, which I really like. Nice bolstering. Bolstering is adjusted automatically for you based on the drive mode that you select. So if you elect sport mode, it's going to hug you more. If you select eco or comfort, it's going to relax more. So I think that's kind of an interesting feature. Door panels, incredible door panels with leather up top, cross stitch, that nice tuck and roll design on the side of the door panel on the black leather. We have that brown leather around the switchgear, silver trim on the switchgear. The high-end sound system, which I believe is a Lexicon sound system in this 2019. So just absolutely stunning door panel. 2 memory seats for the front passenger, 3 memory seats for the front driver. Yeah, right, for the driver. Obviously, the driver's in the front. We're moving to the dash. We have more leather with cross stitch, some gloss black, this nice open pore wood, and it actually has a rough feel to it, which I think is really cool. Like it's unfinished, which I think is really neat. More soft touch material down below, and a nice large glove box, looking really good. Now, the car is not on right now, but I wanted to leave it off before I started it because it plays you a little musical interlude when you start it up. And everything comes to life, which is kind of cool, which I like. And then when you turn it off, it gives you another little buzz on the way off. So pretty neat stuff from Kia on this car. We'll start it back up again. We're totally low on gas, but what we're looking at here is a 12.3-inch Kia Infotainment System here in this luxury trim. When you go K900 Luxury VIP, you get a digital dash, 12.3 inches, and a digital infotainment system, 12.3 inches, with touchscreen, with dual panel action, just like we see on the new cars. But this one behaves really, really smoothly, really quickly. And I really like this one. I think better than some of the newer systems from Hyundai Kia. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that fancy Dan stuff. User profiles to set up the car exactly how you want it. You got the sounds of nature going. So if you need to relax after a hard day's work, you can drive home and listen to the crickets in the lively forest or some of the other sounds of nature they have programmed into here. As we move down, we also have our button controls for the system as well, which I think is cool. We have 2 heat and air vents, your four-way hazards, a nice Maurice Lacroix analog clock to make this thing look really fancy. And then down below here you have more controls for your dual climate, as well as heated and ventilated seats for both the driver and front passenger, and a heated steering wheel. Nice touch, and frankly it should be in here for this kind of price tag. Get down here, we have more nice leather, and really nice to the touch. You open this up, and what do you got? You got a 12 volt, you got a USB, and then you got a wireless charging. Nice, nice, nice. Then we come down, here's the gear shift that's going to take you through this 8-speed automatic transmission. We have our drive modes, which we'll show you when we check out the dash. We also have this dial that will also control the settings on your infotainment system. And then we have the old-fashioned style Kia detonator style key fob with that big round detonator button, which I think looks so wicked cool. We have lock, unlock, pop the trunk, panic button. No remote start in the 2019, but very, very nicely done on the key fob. We also have two cup holders with nice silver trim around them. Very nice. Back here, this will lower and raise the rear sunshade in case your passengers are getting too much sun on the back of them. This is going to turn off that engine stop start. Here's your rear view camera, as well as turning on the parking sensors. If we want to take a look at that rear view camera, we'll put this into reverse. And there it is. We have the nice rear view camera with the 360 and trajectory. Not bad. It's an older camera, but actually it's really not that bad. You can go into your settings from here, and you can change how you want everything to display and how you want all the guides to work, which I think is a nice touch. We can go back to park. So very nicely done on that rear view camera. Coming down further, we have nice leather on the center console, and we open that up and it opens up beautifully. And what do you have in here? You have another 12 volt and another USB, and plenty of storage with a removable snack tray, which I think is really nice. All right, here we go on the Kia steering wheel. We have a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches. We have the Kia badge, but as you can see, it's got like this red, almost like carbon fiber design inside the badge, which I think looks really, really cool. Nice cross stitch on the horn button. We have silver trim on the left side for your telephone and voice commands. Some more silver trim over here for your adaptive cruise control and safety suite settings. More of that nice wood look on the bottom of the steering wheel. We have paddles to go up and down this 8-speed automatic transmission. Down here on the left side, we have to brighten and dim the dash. This is your safe exit on off, lane keep assist on off, traction control off. Open up the fuel filler door, open up the trunk, and then we have our emergency brake here. Looking at the dash, again, like I told you, when you go K900 VIP, you got this 12.3-inch digital dash. This is set in the Midnight Violet mood, and everything is digital here. We have your digital speedometer on the left, tachometer on the right, which is a change, and then we have a more information in the center, but you can also change through this to other options if you would like. And now we have our theme setting, and this will change the dash. Right now we're Midnight Violet. We can go to Refreshing Green and select that one if we'd like. And now we get that action going on. We can go to Empowered Red, and we can change that. And now we got like a sport setup on it. We can go to Pure Insight, and that will bring us a standard classical look to it. And then you can go auto, and that will change the dash depending on what drive mode you're in. So pretty cool looking stuff. I kind of like the Midnight Violet. You rev it up, and there goes that tack up, and I think that looks so cool. Very, very nicely done. You also obviously can go through your fuel economy and range. You have a compass. You have your tire pressures, but you have to drive for that. So really, really nice stuff here in this K900 on this digital dash. All right, looking at the dash, when you have the left turn signal on, you can see that blind spot. So when you're turning, you can see where your blind spots are. We do the same on the right. And it also tells you what the RPM is on the engine. On the right side and on the left, it tells you what your speed is when you have the directional on, which I think is really cool. But that's what it looks like when you're turning in this K900 with this digital dash. It's really cool. The car is also equipped with the power fold mirrors. So when you either lock the car or you can push the button here by the side view mirror controls and they fold right in. When you lock it up, or whether you want to go through a car wash, get them out of the way, push it again, they go back out. Nice touch, but unfortunately, no soft closed doors. I think this car should have soft closed doors. All right, we are now in the back of this K900, and in typical Kia fashion, like I always say, plenty of headroom, plenty of knee space, plenty of shoulder width room. The seat is set for my driving position, no problem at all. We have that same nice door panel as we have in the front, so consistency in design front to back, which is really nice. Leather up top, that nice tuck and roll, silver trim around the brushed aluminum door handle, more of that wood, followed by silver, followed by more leather and more tan leather on the switchgear. Really nicely done. Center console for rear seat passengers. We have 2 heat and air vents. We have our climate from here, which is nice, but that's nothing compared to what I'm about to show you. We do have heat and air vents in the B pillars on either side, which is nice. We have these lovely manual sunshades, which can go up and down. And then we have our chauffeur controls on the side of the front seat, so you can move this seat forward or have the driver do it for you if you're behind the passenger. There's nobody in the passenger seat and you need more room, which is a nice touch. But the big time action is in the center armrest area. You bring this down, boom. And here is our power seat controls. Right here you can recline the back seats. You have all the power switches with lumbar, which is nice for both sides of this of the rear seats. For both rear seat passengers, you have all of these controls, which is very, very nice. Now you push the button up front and you get 2 cup holders that pop out, so that's nice. And now we have all this big time action going on. In the back we have controls for the climate control, so the rear seat passenger can control what temperature is here in the car. We have heated and ventilated seats for both rear seat passengers, which is nice. And to change that rear sunshade, to bring it up or put it down, depending on how warm you are back here. And then you have all the controls for the infotainment system back here as well. So a very, very nicely done back here. The only thing this thing is really missing, which I think it probably should have had, is massaging seats. It does not have massaging seats. Would have been nice to see that in the K900 Luxury, especially with that $4,400 ad for this VIP package. All right, opening the trunk, we're going to pop that using the key fob. I just press and hold it down. You'll see the lights come on. Nice electric assist on the way up. Electric assist on the way down right here as well. And then we have a nice large trunk, 15.3 cubic feet of space, big suitcases, big roller bags, plenty of room for a weekend away or a week away. The rear seats do not fold down in the K900. We lift this up using this nice chrome handle, and we have tools and a jack back here. And if we lift this up, there's our spare tire way underneath in the bowels of the car. So thank you, Kia, for including that spare. And this also had the fancy wheel locks as well, which are still in the original packaging. Very, very nice. All right, we are driving in this big, comfortable K900 luxury sedan. And one thing I forgot to mention on the interior review, was this does have a head-up display, fairly simple head-up display, giving you the speed limit sign that for the road you're on and your miles per hour. If you did have the navigation on, it would give you turn-by-turn navigation signals on the head-up display as well. But it's nice and clear, and it's right in my eye line perfectly, so it is set nicely for how I have my driving position set. And this car is incredibly comfortable. I mean, incredibly comfortable. You close the door, it feels like you're in a safe. That's how well built this car is. It is 5,700 pounds. And I got that figure by looking it up in the owner's manual for the all-wheel drive 3.3 liter V6 engine. That's what it's telling me. So this car had like no gas, so I had to go get some gas for it, so we could do a drive of any sort. So I did get some gas for it, and there we go. We're off to the races in this beautiful responsive K900. And we also have, which I'm going to show you, which I'll work into the video, probably work it in before we get to the driving part. So I'm going to go a little bit out of sort, but I will work it in that this car does have the side view cameras. So when you're turning left or right, you're going to get that camera come on your digital dash to show you your blind spot when you're making a turn, to make sure it's all clear, which I think is a really nice touch. But I'll go back in time through the magic of video, and I'll put that on there before we actually get to this part of the drive. Now, this car is due for a service in about 2 weeks, according to the car's messages that are telling me what's going on. So that's the deal. Is the thing I find interesting, and it was seeing a car like this on the Ciocca Ford lot. And I said to the guy, hey, how'd you come across a K900? They're not easy to find, especially with the VIP package. And he said, believe it or not, the guy who owned this car from Pennsylvania traded it in on a Bronco, a full-size four-door Bronco. And I said, well, that's like comparing apples to oranges, going from a K900 luxury sedan to a friggin' Bronco. That's pretty cool. So if the owner of this, former owner of this car is watching, I hope you enjoy your new Bronco. But I thought that was very, very interesting. Now, this car is coming up on 30,000 miles, so it'll need its 30,000 mile service. So that is something that will need to be done by whoever buys it next. However, if you are going to buy this car used, 28,000 miles, it's still 4 years old, which means you still have a year of factory warranty, and you'll probably do that year before you get the rest of this mileage, because it's a 5-year 60,000 mile bumper to bumper from Kia, 10-year 100,000 mile on the powertrain. But anytime you're buying a new car, and I say this whenever I do a new car video, make sure you do your research beforehand on the car that you're looking to buy. Make sure that the title is clear, that there is no issue on the title, such as the car's on a rebuild title, or a salvage title, or a manufacturer's buyback title. Because if it's one of those, you're not going to be able to sell the car. You certainly won't be able to trade it in at a main dealer because of those brands. So you want to make sure that title's clear, and you want to check Carfax, or you want to check auto check, whatever you like better, to make sure everything on this car has been taken care of over its life. And if you can get service records to review from whoever's selling the car, to check to make sure all that work was done regularly, I think that would be good as well, to get that type of thing taken care of, to make sure there are no issues with the car. But that being said, main dealers normally check into that before they take a car in on trade. I think the time you need to worry about that is if you're on a secondary lot. But this is on a main dealer lot, so the title is clear, or else they wouldn't be selling it. But we're going to get up here to my favorite roads to drive enthusiastically on, and we're going to put this thing through its paces. When I did that K900 before, you know, I couldn't go too far from that dealer. But here now I have free range to take this out for a long test drive, and we're going to go up on these roads here in Pennington and Hopewell Township, and see how this thing actually handles. I'm expecting it to handle pretty well because this is rear-wheel drive platform. Even though it's all-wheel drive, it's rear-wheel drive biased with a limited slip diff. So this should handle well. What's going to let it down is most likely going to be the tires that are on it, the all-season tires. But we do have strut bracing up front. We have bracing in the back to tighten up the rear end as well. So I think this should be a pretty fun car to whip around the twisty bits. But we're going to find out here in just a second how cool this car is going to be. But before we get to that, everything is really easy to figure out, really easy to find and manage while you're driving the car. Very intuitive, great layout from Kia, which I like. You know, great visibility out of the front and rear window and the side glass. No real issues there. Whoever had this car took real good care of it, and I think that's important because we're all just caretakers of cars for the time that we own them, and we really need to take care of them no matter what they are, because you know, they're something we're relying on to get ourselves around town and to get ourselves to work and all that other good stuff. But we are going to smoothly go through those two sharp turns, and we're just gliding up some of the back roads here in Hopewell. Beautiful town, Hopewell Township. And a lot of great folks live in Hopewell. One of my favorite places to ride my my bicycle is up through here. And so here we go. As we come up to this stop sign, we're going to give it some out of a left-hand turn. And with this all-wheel drive, I should not feel any slippage at all in the tires. We're going to find out. Bring it to a complete stop. And here we go. All grip, baby. No slippage in the wheels at all. That was grip city with this all-wheel drive, and you could feel the power in those rear wheels and the rear axle. Just push this car forward. And you know, that's what makes the rear-wheel drive bias cars so much more fun to drive than front-wheel drive cars. That's my opinion, but I think it's backed up with facts as well. But a great power left turn coming out of there. Really liked how that performed. And you know, Kia put a lot of work into this car. You know, nobody bought it largely because Kia is not a luxury brand. Nobody saw it as a luxury brand. It still isn't known as a luxury brand. That's why you can currently buy this car brand new. It's called the Genesis G90. And the 2023 just came out, and we're going to be working hard here on Shabby's Rides to get into a dealership for Genesis and get a brand new G90 on the channel, because that's what this car is. Kia sold it separately, but now it's all under the Genesis name, Hyundai Kia's premium brand, and it's called the G90. But here we go. Let's see how this baby goes through the twisty bits on one of my favorite roads that has just been freshly paved. This car is really heavy, and you can really feel the brakes working to stop it. So I'm going to come to a complete stop. And here we go. Nice. Coming down here, downhill, nice. A little bit of a left over the bridge. A little bit, now we're going uphill to a sharp, bright turn on the downhill side. Here we come on the brakes. Nicely planted. And now back to the left. Nicely planted. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I like to see, baby. That's what I like to see. Very nicely done. All the while, this thing is so well damped, you're not feeling hardly any bumps in the road at all. You know, extremely smooth. Really well done. And that was a nice turn. Here we go. Another left turn. Very, very nicely done. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, this thing has got serious balls for a big car. This is a great engine, and I think it was a masterful move to move this engine from the Stinger GT into the K900 and lose that big V8 that it had prior to the redesign. The V8 had more horsepower, and I love big V8s, but this thing with the turbo boost really gets it off the line nicely. You gotta wait a second for those turbos to spool up to get you that big power, but you know, it works, and it works really, really well in this big, huge K900 luxury sedan with the VIP package. So, folks, I don't know how many people are gonna watch my second K900 video. Frankly, it doesn't really matter all that much to me. I love big luxury cars. I love bringing big luxury cars to you guys. If you're out there and you love big luxury cars like I do, put it in the comments and let me know what you like. You know, let me know what you're driving if you're driving a luxury car. Let me know what you think about this 2019 K900. And if you own a G90, which is basically the same car, let me know how you're liking that Genesis G90. If you're watching this, I'm going to, like I said, work hard on getting a brand new 2023 G90 on the channel. But you know as well as I do, those 2023 G90s, you know, after they've done yet another redesign on the car, you're looking at 100 grand for one of those cars. So it is big money compared to this. You can buy this for 42. Now, after it's depreciated a bit, again, used car prices are still pretty high, so this is probably more than what you would spend in a normal used car market, but it is about $22,000, $23,000 down from where this was brand new just about 3.5 years ago, roughly. But I want to give many thanks to Ciocca Ford Lincoln on the used car side for allowing this channel access to this Kia K900 luxury, the sedan, this morning for a review. I would like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you guys on the rebound. Take care, everybody.